The absolute most important question when it comes to playing overseas basketball is, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Des360, providing you with that motivational and inspirational content to help supercharge your grind, your vibe, your journey. All right, if you're new to the channel, my name is Desmond, aka Des360, and I am a former professional basketball player. I lived in the Philippines for 2 years. I played basketball professionally in Mexico for a year, and now I'm back and I'm sharing my story with you for all the other people that have dreams and aspirations of playing overseas basketball just like I did. I had no Division I offers, I had no Division II offers, and I wasn't really getting recruited by any overseas clubs, but I still made it happen. So I'm gonna share all the loops and hoops I've gone through with you today. Now, we're gonna talk about one question. This question we're gonna talk about is super important when it comes to playing overseas basketball. Before we get into it, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as well, and drop a comment in here. I wanna hear from you guys. Okay, so the most important question when it comes to playing overseas basketball, it starts with this. Why do you want to play? Why do you want to go overseas? What does that mean to you? You know, the reason why I say, why do you want to play? Check it out. Before I actually experienced living overseas, playing basketball overseas, and getting paid to play basketball overseas, I would go on my phone, right? I would go on Instagram. I would see friends, people I knew, living their dream, doing their thing, doing it big, balling, whatnot, right? I would train every day, very, very hard every single day, and I would meet certain players that had played overseas. You know, I had that vision in my mind. But at the end of the day, I had to be honest with myself. Like, why do I want to do this? You know, because the reason why I consider this the most important question when it comes to playing overseas, you will, without a doubt, you will experience so many moments of discomfort, so many moments like...
Just here in the island of Masbate. So after like 16 hours travel, man. Me and my boy Christian. It's like, took a bus like 12 hours. Then from the bus, we had to take like 2 hours in a van. From the van, had to take like 2 hours in the ferry, man. And now we're here, and we're gonna play some ball.
Yeah, out of your comfort zone, right? When you're somewhere and people are speaking a different language, different ideas, time zone. Like, it's just such a change, right? Other than the basketball. And that might be all you need. So that's why we always bring it back to, why are you doing this? I'm gonna be honest, look, unless you have NBA pedigree, which meaning you've played in the NBA, you're a bounce back, you had looks by the NBA, you know, even if you played in the NBA G League, that suffices. But if you haven't, right, if you're just a regular college athlete, or you weren't that recruited, or maybe you didn't even play college basketball, but something inside you is like, I wanna go out there, I wanna play. You gotta figure out why. I mean, because that's the motivational factor that's gonna drive you to ultimately seeing that reality. That's what drove me. You know, I had to literally tell myself, why do I want to do this? And my whole thing was, I knew that everything I was going through in the moment, there was a purpose for it all. Everything I went through in high school, college, you know, off season, not playing, sitting the bench, it was to test how much I really loved the game of basketball, right? And how important was it for me to play at the next level, pro, overseas? Was it about the money? This is why it's the why thing. Do you want to play because of money? Do you want to play because you want to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars off the rip, meaning immediately? Do you want to play so that you can floss on social media, right? And put pictures up? I'm just being honest, right? Because when people go online and they look at social media and they see people playing overseas, they don't know the true whole story. So it's good to ask yourself this, because you're going to be tested, and you want to have what we call complete 100% resolve on why you want to go play basketball overseas. So I'm gonna just share my experience and then I'll pose different questions to you guys. For me, it really was proving something to myself, proving that I can do whatever I put my mind to. Now, I started playing basketball at the age of 14 and I'm 5'11 and a half. So for me, I didn't care. I didn't care about all that. People saying, what is he thinking? I had good grades and all that, and I didn't want to go to college because I'm like, I want to play ball. If they're not going to give me a full scholarship, I'm not doing it. I'll go play at a junior college. I'll figure it out. I'll go to prep school. I was all in, and it was to prove to something to myself. So when it came down to it, I knew that, hey, I don't need to get $100,000 immediately coming out when I go to play. I just want to get my opportunity, because if I can prove that to myself, then it's like the sky's the limit at that point.
Overseas basketball. Living in another country and playing the game you love. This is a huge milestone for any ambitious basketball player. But where do you start and how do you get your first contract? My name is Des360 and this is How to Play Basketball Overseas. I'm going to share with you exactly what I did to go from college bench warmer to overseas pro basketball player. Watch my full course now, only at Des360.com.
So that's where it came from for me. Now for other people, they might say, man, I need, it's a milestone. It was a milestone for me too. And I'm not gonna act like posting on Instagram like a photo of me in a jersey that says Coca-Cola or a photo of me that says, Philippines. It wasn't awesome. I grew up looking and seeing that and to realize it, right? And it does separate yourself. Let's be honest, it separates yourself from other basketball players. Now I'm talking to you guys, and the reason why you guys are even listening and tuning in, thank you guys so much for doing so, is because I have credibility. Like, I know basketball, but I've also lived basketball. I know overseas basketball, but I've also lived overseas basketball. So now I can really honestly share this stuff with you, and you'll listen because you're like, man, how did this guy do it? He had no looks. He's not even 6'7". He's not even 6'3". And he played in not one country, but 2 countries, right? And it took a lot of sacrifice, dedication, commitment, and a lot of asking myself why. And that's why I say the most important question when it comes to wanting to play basketball overseas and chasing your dream to play basketball overseas is why. And as long as you can continue to remember that, you will continue to keep going, So, right, of course, as I mentioned, money, that was one. Okay, social media, the glamour, that. The other thing is maybe you just want to travel the world with the basketball, right? Maybe that doesn't necessarily mean you're on a binding contract. I know people that, to me, I consider them overseas basketball players. Like, what do you guys think? If you were to go overseas, live in another country, let's say Africa, and you get to go to Africa with the basketball, and you get to stay in Africa for 6 months, and you conduct clinics. You're teaching the kids how to play basketball.
Showing these kids some ball handling drills. That machine gun, low dribble, low pound dribble. Get your head up. Head up, head up. Look, eyes. Nice. Eyes, look up.
Look me. Now look for
You're teaching them every day or every week. You're working with 50 kids, and then you go to another town and you work with 50 kids there. And then you're playing people, and your housing's taken care of, your food's taken care of, your transportation's taken care of. You're getting this experience. You can definitely add that on your resume. Would you consider that playing overseas basketball, right? It all depends. Why do you want to do it? If it meets your criteria of, I want to travel the world, I want to meet new people, and I want to connect with people with this tool, with the basketball, then maybe that considers it. I respect it. I'd be like, yeah, that's an overseas basketball player, because you know the grind. The only difference is maybe you're not playing in that arena and getting that paycheck for a lot of money, and then having all the brand sponsorships and dealing with the whole politics behind that. So I'm interested to see and hear the different comments, what you guys think. So yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to bring this up and put this out there and start the conversation, guys. I've put myself in so many different scenarios, as I mentioned, Philippines, Mexico, and there's so much that goes into getting these opportunities and then building it up. And then once you get there, you got to really hone in and enjoy it.
After our game, 3-0, and they've been at every single game, all these kids, people. It's pretty fun. What's up, man? What's up? So it's always fun to give back.
Another why is future generations. So for me, it's like, if you hit this milestone, now I have this story. And there's a kid, there are people, there's the next generation of basketball who can find this video or hear about my story, and then that's their inspiration or additional inspiration to keep going. Maybe they're thinking about quitting, giving up, and then they see, wow, someone else did it. For me, I have my mentor, my trainer growing up, 5'7". His name's Kingsley Costain. He actually played Division I basketball for Pepperdine University, and 5'7", shooting guard. So when I heard that, and he came from Canada, so when I hear that, I'm like, man, if this dude left from Canada all the way to California, 5'7", I'm sure he's dealt with adversity his whole life, and now he has a Division I scholarship, I should be able to at least chase my dreams. I'm taller than him, I'm fast, I'm athletic, I'm good, I'm smart, I can play basketball, I'm passionate, right? So it's that as well. That's a huge why, is the story. And sometimes we don't even realize it until like everything's kind of in hindsight. Now I'm sitting here talking to you guys and I'm like, man, I do have a story. Cool, that's exciting. And the exciting part is that you get to share it and someone else can be inspired by it. So really that's it, guys. I want to talk about that. That is the most important question when it comes to playing basketball overseas. Why? Let me hear what you guys think. As I mentioned, I have an online program. In this online program, I talk about everything I did to go from college bench warmer to overseas pro. Check it out. Shoot me a DM if you want to talk more. Drop a comment, like, subscribe. Des360, appreciate you all. Let's get you playing overseas basketball if that's really what you want to do. I am here, I'm a resource for you, and I'm in your corner. Take care, everyone. Peace.